So in this video I'm going to show you how I use this website FixMeUp in order to calculate the magic gear for my single speed bike. The reason I decided to use this website is I assumed that my chain tensioner would work a lot better if the chain would have minimal slack, and also I needed the chain to have less slack, so my chain guide, as you see in the previous review, won't hit my chainstay. So first I'm going to put the range of my front chainring. So these are just the chainrings I have available specifically, and what you want to think about here mainly is a matter of clearance. So I decided I didn't want my chainring to be above 34 teeth, because above that it might start getting hit by rocks, and it's something I didn't want. And the next thing I entered here is the rear cog. So my range is between 21 and 19. That's basically a matter of this combo and how hard or easy you're willing your gear ratio to be. The next thing you need to enter here is the chain length. So this is the chain length on my Ragley Beagle. The tire diameter, even though I don't have my tire diameter here, there's no 29 options, it's just like a point of reference, and you can just choose either of them. So now I'm going to click generate, and what you can see here, so the blue line is the area of the magic gear. So the assumption is that gears around this range won't require a tensioner, because between the length of the chain and the wrap around the cog and the chainring, there's going to be the perfect amount of tension on the chain. So my first attempt, and I thought it was okay, I went with 32 or 19, and actually discovered this didn't work good on my bike, because it's just a tiny bit lower than the actual chain length on my bike. So that means the chain couldn't ramp up at all on my bike, and I immediately discovered this wouldn't work, even though it was very close to my magic gear. So then what I decided to do, you can view the result like this, so you can view it as a table. And if I take a view as a table, I can see that it's very close to my chainstay length, but it's a bit small. So what I did, I started writing down the various ratios I would consider, and for each ratio, what you can see here is the chainring, the cog. That's the ratio, so how easy or hard this combination will be. The higher the value is, the harder the gear is, and the lower, the easier it is. And basically what I started doing is calculating the difference between the magic gear for this combination to my actual chainstay length. So my assumption here was the closer this would be to 0, the better it would work with my chain tensioners. So you can see here down, this is actually, I also wrote down options. So this was my best looking option when I started out. And you can see there's very minimal amount of difference between the magic gear and my chainstay. And this actually worked out pretty well. But the problem with this gear ratio was that it was a bit too rough on steep climbs. It started hurting my legs and knees. So I wanted to try out, have an option for also easier gears. So I wrote down these other options, and in the end I landed on this gear that I'm currently working with. So as you can see, I've also marked this down as chain guide. So these are all the combinations I considered for running a chain guide. And you can also hear down, you can see down here, I also have an EBB section. So EBB is essentially an eccentric bottom bracket, which allows your bottom bracket to slide a bit forward or backwards. It's about, if I'm not mistaken, they usually go to 3 0.3 millimeters to each direction, and it allows you some amount of just adjustability. So these type of combinations that were a bit lower than what I have on my chainstay, I assume they may work pretty well with an eccentric bottom bracket, and this is something I might test out in the future. So that's it. I really like this site, and it's helped me out a lot. So I hope you found that magic gear ratio calculator video helpful. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions, and feel free to hit the like and subscribe button to my YouTube channel, Single Speed MTB. Also, check out my ZTTO chain guide as single speed tensioner review if you want to hear more about my single speed setup. Thanks.